We begin with the shutdown fight potentially coming to an end in a matter of hours. Lucas Tomlinson is live in Washington, D.C. with the very latest. Hi, Lucas.
Well, good early morning, Carly and Todd. If you thought House Democrats were going to fly into Washington and rubber stamp this plan to reopen the government, think again. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says he still wants those Obamacare subsidies added to this bill.
House Democrats will strongly oppose any legislation that does not decisively address the Republican health care crisis. We want to reopen the government. We'll continue to stand by our hardworking federal employees and civil servants, but we have a responsibility to make sure that we extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits.
That's what Chuck Schumer wanted, of course, in a plan that Jeffries opposed just last month, a one-year extension of the subsidies. But many Democrats are now calling for Schumer to step aside. Here's Ro Khanna with Laura Ingraham last night.
Congressman, who should replace Schumer as leader, or a couple of options?
As leader, look, I think there's Chris Murphy, there's Van Hollen, there's Elizabeth Warren, there's Amy Klobuchar. There are a lot of people who can, Cory Booker. But my view is that it should be someone new. Schumer's been there for so many years, and he was effective in the Biden administration. I just don't think that that's the look for the future of the party.
Now, one of the many reasons to reopen the government to fully fund SNAP benefits, which have been delayed in more than a quarter of the states. As you can see here by this map, the Supreme Court yesterday extending an order blocking full SNAP payments. Now, early this morning, a House committee voted to advance the legislation to reopen the government, sending it to the House floor for a full vote in a number of hours, as you mentioned. The bill would fund the government through the end of January and provide some funding for government agencies like the Department of Agriculture, which controls SNAP through September, guys.
Lucas Tomlinson live for us this morning in D.C. Lucas, thank you. With that, let us bring in Georgia Congressman and Senate candidate Buddy Carter. And Congressman, you just heard Lucas mention the deal just made it through the House Rules Committee literally a few hours ago, late this morning, early this morning, however you want to consider it. The only question that matters now is, do Republicans have those same votes to get the deal through? What say you?
Yes, I do. I'm very confident that we have those votes. I'm very confident that we're going to get this passed. Excuse me. It is time for us to end this Schumer-Ossoff shutdown. Let's face it. John Ossoff, Chuck Schumer, and the Senate Democrats have used the American people. They've used our troops. They've used our SNAP and WIC beneficiaries as pawns to try to blackmail Americans. And that is despicable and disgusting. This is going to come to an end today, thank goodness.
I understand you're trying to specify this to John Ossoff because, as I mentioned in the intro, you're running for Senate against him, potentially. But broadening this out to the entire nation, will Speaker Johnson ultimately agree to a vote on the Obamacare subsidies that the Senate agreed to?
Well, that remains to be seen. And certainly, look, we've got to do something about the Unaffordable Care Act. When you have to subsidize a program, a federal program like this, it tells you that it's not working, and it is not working. And we understand that, and the Speaker understands that. Democrats have ruined health care in America, and we need to have a restart on this. We need to do something else. Now, look, I agree. We're probably going to have to extend some of the subsidies temporarily to see if we can't get some of those premiums down. But long term, the Unaffordable Care Act is not working. We should realize that because we're having to subsidize it.
What does this whole shutdown episode, this debacle, if you will, say about the leadership on both sides of the aisle? Because on the Republican side, you have Trump, you have Thune, and you have Johnson. And then on the Democrat side, you have Schumers and Jeffries. What does it say ultimately about who is leading our country and who is better positioned, which party is better positioned going forward?
Well, there's no question in my mind that the Republican Party is better positioned going forward because, look, when you have what the Senate Democrats have done, what Chuck Schumer, John Ossoff, and the Senate Democrats 15 times voted to keep this government closed, 15 times voted to use our troops, to use our WIC, our SNAP beneficiaries as pawns for leverage to try to blackmail Americans. That is despicable, and I don't think that shows leadership whatsoever. Whereas the Republicans, we've done our part in the House. We passed a continuing resolution to get this government open. And today, or maybe early tonight, or early tomorrow morning, we're going to pass another resolution to get the government open again so that people can be assured they're going to get home on Thanksgiving to see their family. So troops are going to get paid. So SNAP and WIC beneficiaries are not going to starve.
Let's go now specifically to a potential race between you and Jon Ossoff. Let's focus on the state of Georgia, because so much of what we're seeing from Democrats in opposing the end of the government shutdown was fight. Let's fight Trump. Let's fight him at every stretch of the imagination and keep him from winning. What do the people of Georgia want? And is the negative vote, the no vote to open the government, going to hurt Jon Ossoff ultimately during next year's midterms?
Yes, it's going to hurt him, because what the people of Georgia want is someone in the United States Senate who is going to represent their values, not Jon Ossoff. He does not represent their values. He does not represent Israel. I wear this pin all the time, not just some of the time. And I will tell you, he is Jewish, but he doesn't vote to help Israel at all. And the Georgia people, they want someone who's going to represent their values. Jon Ossoff voted against prohibiting biological males in girls' sports. I have 6 granddaughters. I do not want them competing against biological males. I don't want biological males in their locker room. Jon Ossoff does not support President Trump and his America First policies. Georgians voted overwhelmingly for Donald Trump for president. They deserve someone in the United States Senate who is going to support President Trump and his America First policies, and I'm going to do that.
It certainly is a race to watch, now less than 12 months away. Georgia Congressman Buddy Carter, thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.